Hey guys, welcome back to Quick and Dirty Marketing. Today, I want to share with you a concept that I call the ramp. And the ramp is your prospect's journey. And I want to talk to you about how that kind of works and what you can do to do a better job with it. So stick with me and let's check it out. Okay, guys, welcome back. My name is Zach Greenfield, and today I want to share something with you that I don't know if anybody else calls it this, but it doesn't really matter. Probably about 8 years ago, I was working on a marketing project. It was a pretty big project, and one of the things that we were struggling with was this journey that a prospect's had. Now, I've done another video on the buyer's journey, which is a little different because that was more of an onboarding type of conversation. This is a conversation about going from knowing nothing about your offer, your brand, your service, your product, whatever, to the point of converting and becoming a customer. So what does that look like? So one of the ways that I like to express that is on kind of like a sloping chart. And if we look at a sloping chart, it starts where, and the way that I like to propose this is, what does it look like for somebody who learns about your product or service on the street today randomly, maybe on their phone, maybe from somebody they're talking to, maybe from a sign on the wall, doesn't matter. What does it look like from that first moment to the point of buying from you? Now, it would be, again, very like undergunned to sit here and say, oh, well, that's a funnel. There might be pieces of that are funnels, but the whole concept is actually bigger than the idea of a sales funnel, because there's all sorts of holidays in there, right? So they may hear about your brand and then do nothing for 2 weeks. Are they in the funnel? I don't know. Maybe they hear about it again in 2 weeks. And then they say, oh, I'm going to go check out their website because I got a minute. I'm waiting for the bus. Okay. Now they touched your website. Are they in the funnel? I don't know. And it depends on how your advertising and marketing is working. What if they bounce because they get a phone call? Are they in the funnel or not? Right? So you see that conversation becomes very complicated at that point. And you could, there are folks in my business that, well, yeah, they're in, they're in it, and this is the process. Well, okay. But I like to call it the ramp, which is a little bit different. And the concept is kind of as they rise in awareness with your brand, right? So I like to think about that. Like funnel is a concept of filtering down a pool of leads, and they get filtered down, and you're looking for the nugget, right? Which is the buyer. So funnels are kind of like gold panning. You got a bunch of sand and rock. You can shake it, and you're gonna filter out the meaningful bits in there that are gonna buy from you. This idea of the ramp is kind of an upside down version of that, and that is the story of one person that gets exposed to your brand and how their awareness and their likelihood to buy actually rises. And how is it that you support that journey in your marketing, right? So this is another way to look at how you handle just one person. What does one person's story look like as they move through this situation? And what are you offering them along the way so that they can learn more and start to be fond of what you have to offer and consider it when they're thinking about solving the problem that they have that you have a solution for. So the other end of the ramp, of course, is the point at which they buy or they become fully aware that you can solve this problem that they apparently have in their lives. And the thing that's interesting too is that at the beginning of the ramp, when they're at point 0, they may not even have the problem that you solve, which is an interesting part of this conversation. So they may become aware of you and not need you. And then somewhere in the timeline, this problem in their life arises, and then they go, oh, I remember there's a company that deals with that, or individual that deals with that. Maybe I should take a look at that. Then they're rising up again in awareness, right? Because they now have motivation, right? So there's all sorts of different things in there I think are a completely different conversation than this sifting concept of a funnel. So what I'm inviting you to do today on this video is think about and start to actually plot out, like on this rising curve, what does somebody look like? What are they first exposed to? What does your brand look like on first exposure? And then how do you support somebody who keeps dipping in and out of the pool as they become more and more aware, and or as they maybe have a problem in their life that manifests that you can solve? And then in those, you might have segments of that ramp that are little funnels. Like they might go to your website. Okay, now they're being retargeted. Or they might opt in and ask a question on a forum. Or they might just chat for a second on an online chat with one of your customer service people. Then they're in a little bit of a funnel. But do they bounce up and get to the next bit? Do they fall out? How are you supporting them? And then what does it look like when somebody finally tips and converts? How aware are they? How much do they know? How big is their problem? What are the offers that they typically respond to that get them to become an actual customer and go leap into, full awareness and grab hold of what you're, able to do for them. So go ahead and work on that. It's an awesome concept to think about, and it'll help you infill your marketing collateral into the underside of this ramp so that you can support people as they rise up and become buyers of your product and service. So I hope this kind of idea that helped me deal with a very tricky problem many years ago is helpful for you today. And if so, go ahead and like this video, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.